Welcome back to one more session in Lean in RCM. How we can use a Lean methodology to improve our RCM. That's what today's class. And we are going to see what is the medical necessity. That's our topic today. And we will get inside. Right. So when the claim is denied for a medical necessity, there are critical information is needed, but it is not available. See, what we are doing here is we will check the CPT and the diagnosis code combination. And what we need to do, check by the diagnosis code. Okay, filter the diagnosis code and then see that it is previously paid or it is not previously paid. For example, the DX and CPT code is previously paid. That means the payer is processing incorrectly. You call the payer and send this claim back for reprocess. If we don't have any combination previously paid scenario, then only the problem starts, right? So here, what you need to do, you understand what type of payer we are discussing about. Is it a CMS or a non-CMS? What do you mean by CMS? It's a Medicare or Medicare MCO, right? Or is it a commercial payer like Aetna, Cigna, UHC, all other commercial payer, okay, right? Medicare MCO will also have Aetna, Cigna and UHC, but confirm the plan type, right? If it is a Medicare MCO, what they will follow is a LCD policy, right? So what we are going to do, you have to check in the LCD policy and this particular diagnosis code is covered in their LCD policy or not. And if it is a commercial, every commercial payer will have their own medical policies, right? You have to check in the medical policy and you check in the LCD for the CMS. And if the guidance is going to support you, if it is yes, you bill correctly, you call the payer and then send this claim back for reprocess. See, sometimes Medicare, okay, we never deny incorrectly, right? That's a LCD policy. When you identify and it is denied incorrectly, it may be their system glitch or something like that. You can escalate and then get it clarified and then get it built. Okay, when it is coming to the non-commercial or commercial payers, okay, their medical policy, they have to look into. If they paid correctly or the medical policy says the diagnosis code is payable, but they didn't pay, that is a challenge. You call them, challenge them, and then send this back for reprocess. For example, your policy says it's not billed correctly, the diagnosis code is not covered, then the critical problem starts here. See, what we used to do, whenever the policy is created, see, I'll give us some examples so that you can understand. If a patient is admitted in a ER, right, emergency, and the diagnosis code says vomiting, right, that's your primary diagnosis. That may be the problem, right? You have 12 different diagnosis code, which your primary diagnosis code may be in the pointer, it is in the third place or a fourth place, which you need to identify. If anything can be moved into the first place, that's a primary diagnosis, you have to move that into the primary place so that this claim can be billed with as a corrected claim. So who can do that? You can send it to the coding department and then ask them to review and then fix it. That's what we need to do. See, as a AR, can you change the code, say, diagnosis code? If it is already coded diagnosis code, some organizations, some clients are approving you to make a change in the diagnosis code pointer. And some of the organization will not allow you to do. You have to get approval from the coding, then follow the instruction, go to the coding review, and then bill in the correct claim with a correct diagnosis code pointer. If they are able to change the diagnosis based on the medical record, they can also change the diagnosis and then give you the corrected claim. Sometimes what happens, there is no medical policy is a problem, right? This diagnosis code seems to be a payable, but they don't have a proper medical policy. So in that scenario, we can appeal the medical record, but the problem here is you have to appeal with the medical necessity form. Then only the insurance will get processed and then it is get paid. Right? I'll summarize it. Claim denied for medical necessity. If it is CMS, you have to follow the LCD policy. If it is commercial, you are going to follow their medical policy. And if a policy supports, you go back and then send this claim back for reprocess. If not, send to coding team and then identify whether all the diagnosis is billed under the proper list. Okay, primary, secondary, in that order is billed correctly. If not, based on the medical record, ask them to correct the diagnosis code and send the corrected claim. See, these are all the links which I had given you. It is available in the same Excel also, what is embedded here. You can go and then check the medical policies by the payer. And if you guys have any link, please share it. We will add it and then share it to the team. Okay, this is a general denial. Okay, in the lean way, how differently I can handle this, right? That's what we are going to discuss now. See, in the lean way, what we are doing here is if anything is billed correctly and these claims are getting denied incorrectly, that we need to send it back for reprocess. I try to create something here which is going to add a value with the bulb symbol and which is going to be a weighting. I just given this particular symbol, and whenever there is a non-value added work, I mark this particular symbol to show you how we can get the value added work through the lean. See, for example, if the claim is denied continuously incorrect, so what do you need to do? It is a payable, right? I'm going to make a money out of here, escalate that to the payer and provider rep, and then get it fixed, right? Whenever you're getting this completely incorrectly processed. So this is the point which we are going to do. See, for example, if a claim is denied, I am unnecessarily running behind to see. I'm checking in CMS, checking in commercial. These are all waiting, which is a non-value added work, what we are doing here. When it is coming to a that is billed incorrectly, that is no medical record is supporting. So what you need to do, you go back from that coding review. When you identify this diagnosis code for the CPT is not going to be paid, what you need to do, you filter all your diagnosis code in the pre-billing review and then send it back to your coding team, ask them to correct it and create an edit over here. That will save your time and it is going to give you the value added work. And whenever the denial is coming in, go back and then give a feedback to your coding team so that they can rectify their problem in the future claim. Otherwise, what will happen every time you are going to do the non-value added work, which is not going to support you, right? So now I'm going to share my Excel sheet. See, these are all the denials, right? The denial code, if you look into, there are two different codes which you can see. One is 11, 50, 55, and 150. See, if you considered 11, this denial says inconsistent with the procedure code. And if it is a CO50, this what the Medicare will deny CO50, very famous denial, diagnosis code inconsistent, right? Non-covered because of its deemed medical necessity by the payer. The CO50 is one more denial, you're going to get it. And 55, it is procedure, code, treatment, drug deems experimental. This also the same case, the diagnosis code is or the CPT code become an experimental code. Mainly you can see that 8 now will deny very clearly on the 55 note. And 150, payer seems information submitted. See, this condition is, this 150 can be converted into the payment if you submit the proper documentation, right? This about the complete denial on this not medically necessary. And you can follow this instruction and you can go back and then follow this pre-billing audit review. So that will be helpful for you to do a value added work instead of working on that particular denial in the lean way.